There we are. All right, we're back. We're good. I don't know what happened. Internet being what it is and all that stuff like that. So, hey, Shantae Moore is getting dragged, and I'm going to call BS on this, but let me tell you what happened. She was on Sister Circle, and they asked her about the R. Kelly situation, and she said women have to be responsible and put themselves in better positions. Don't go backstage wearing revealing clothes, things like that. And they're saying that her comments caused a dip in her record sales, which I call the interview was yesterday. There's no way that they could track sales dipping in less than 24 hours. There's just no way that can happen. So I'm calling BS on that. And I'll also say this. When you're a celebrity and you're talking about R. Kelly and this whole Harvey Weinstein, Kevin Spacey, whoever, and if you defend them, you're going to get dragged. You got to know this. Your best bet is to say, you know what, I have no comment on that. Or say, you know what, I feel bad for the victims. And that's really all you can say. Anything that deviates too far from those two statements, you're going to get dragged. You're going to harm your brand. I'm just saying, that's advice. As someone who studies this, I think you need to know that. I'm just saying. Speaking of R. Kelly, Pandora reportedly is doing what Spotify's doing, and it's kind of like they're not going to delete R. Kelly's music from their service, but they're going to make it like one tick harder to get to, which is like kind of a waste of time. But okay, fine. Bernice King is calling for a boycott of Waffle House. She says that it's time. You know, the latest drama involving the young man who was basically almost choked to death by a cop. The video went viral. Now, the backstory on that is the young man, he took his sister to the prom, his little sister, and he admits, they were at the Waffle House, he admits that him and his sister were in there raising a little bit of hell because they got into a disagreement with the Waffle House. You do that, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. Everything. And here's what's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen because it's going to be determined that they instigated it when they got into an argument with the Waffle House employees, which really had nothing to do with the police, like choking the man almost to death. But that's kind of like what happens, right? It always happens that way, you know. I don't know when's the last time, to be honest, or if I don't remember ever being at Waffle House. I've heard stories, you know, but the Waffle House has been in the news lately when they threw that woman on the ground a few weeks ago and exposed her breast for over some plastic spoons, plastic silverware, cutlery, whatever you want to call it. That's silly. It never needs to escalate to that point. I mean, another case in Alpharetta, Georgia, police pulled over a 65-year-old gray-haired grandmother, a black woman. They said she was having a hard time maintaining her lane, and she asked to speak to a supervisor, and it went downhill from there. And one cop, he cussed the woman out. It's like, how you gonna cuss out a 65-year-old woman? I mean, what the hell's that about, right? Anyway, he's resigned. But in his resignation, he says, if it wasn't for me, they wouldn't have made that arrest. Okay. Now run along. Go. Just go. I mean, the world has gone crazy. I saw this video just a few minutes ago. There's families at this wildlife park, and they get out their car, and they get surrounded by cheetahs. They're trying to take pictures with the cheetahs. And the cheetahs are like, hey, dinner, right? I mean, they're looking, you know, and it's like, what's wrong with y'all, man? They got signs up in all kinds of languages saying stay in your car, and you get out the car because you want to take a picture of a cheetah because you can't take a picture through the window for whatever reason. Dude, these ain't like dogs and cats, man. These are not domesticated animals. These animals can rip your throat out in 2 seconds. The hell's wrong with you? Just stop that. Come on, man, you got to use common sense. You got a wildlife park, and the animals are roaming free, wild animals. Stay in your car. Stay in your car. I'm just saying. God. And White House aide Kelly Sadler still, as of right now, still has her job at the White House after what she said about Senator John McCain. Senator John McCain, who is battling brain cancer, opposes a CIA nominee, Gina Haspel, behind torture, saying that, you know, she's not right for the job. She was part of hiding torture. He just isn't there here for her. And he said so. And Kelly Sadler allegedly said, it doesn't matter. He's dying anyway. Wow. That's crazy. That's the world we live in, man. That's the Trump White House, right? And I get amused because, well, first of all, Sarah Huckabee, whatever, Sanders, she says, I'm not going to talk about a leak. That's all. Sarah, that's all you got, right? That's all you got. And the American people are watching you say this, and we're like looking at the TV like, that's all you got? I'm not going to talk about a leak? Did you hear about this woman? It was in France. She called emergency services. She was in a lot of pain. This is north of France this past December, but the tapes just got released. It was a 3-minute call. The operator says hello. The young lady says, hello, help me, ma'am. The operator says, yes, what's going on? She says, help me. And the operator says, well, if you don't tell me what's going on, I'm going to hang up. And she can't describe what's wrong. She just says she's in a lot of pain. She says, I'm going to die. And the operator says, yes, you will die. Certainly one day like everyone else. Call the SOS doctors. He gives her the operator gives the woman the SOS number that'll send a doctor to your house. And the young lady says, please help me, ma'am. And she says, I can't help. I can't help you. And now they're wondering if she should keep her job. She should go to jail. We talking about keep her job. Come on, man. Come on, man. I'm just saying. Anyway, you want to comment on any of those stories or anything else I talked, maybe something I missed, you're more than welcome to bring it up. Michelle, how you doing? Happy Friday to everybody. Sapphire, what's going on? Hope everybody's got great plans for the weekend. The family's doing great. Maria, Evelyn, thank you for asking. My daughter got her cap and gown today and got another. I think she's got like 5 or 6 cords. And then she's got her National Honor Society thing that she'll wear. So I said, man, that thing's going to weigh you down after a while. I'm doing very good, Michelle. Thanks for asking. So, yeah. Yes, I was frozen. There was a problem with the internet, but I'm good now. I was frozen. Yes, I'm back now. Yes. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, how they going to know that fast? She was on TV yesterday. Shantae Moore was on TV yesterday, and she probably said some things about R. Kelly that wasn't real popular to people who hate R. Kelly right now. And the report says it's affected her record sale. There's no way in hell you would know that. There's no way you could know that in less than 24 hours. That just makes absolutely no sense at all. I call BS. So I'm just saying. Let's see. Waffle House is not the problem. Aggressive police are the problem. This is true. But, there's a lot of, you'd be surprised. I was told one time by a cop, you'd be surprised how many times we have to go to Waffle House on Friday and Saturday nights. I was like, really? He's like, yeah, you'd be surprised. It's a lot. It's a lot. And lots of times, 2 or 3 times for the same exact thing involving the same exact people. And we try to cut people slack, Now, understand this was a conversation like maybe 10 years ago. So apparently they're not cutting slack anymore. So there you go. Let's see. What else? Yes. Raina, they blame, Rana, they blame the animals for what comes natural to them. So when you get out of your car, after they told you at the wildlife park, there are wild animals roaming. You're welcome to take pictures, but you have to stay in your car. And they're telling you this in multiple languages, signs all over the park in all different languages saying stay in your car. You get out the car with your babies, and then you're wondering why people are calling you crazy and say it's your fault. All right, first of all, these wild animals don't want to be there, so they're already mad. Okay? They're already mad. And now you're looking at them. How'd you like to get stared at all the time? And then you get out of your car. So now they're thinking, well, the union says if you get out of your car, the union says it's fair game. I mean, come on, stay in your car. How hard is that? That's crazy. Get eaten at your own risk. Well, that statement could apply to a lot of different things, but I know what you're talking about. I'm just saying. And Kelly Sadler will keep her job as long as Donald Trump is president. Yeah, it appears so. It appears so. It's almost like we need like a not an ombudsman, but what is the word I'm looking for? They need like a bipartisan monitoring committee to monitor the behavior of White House people. That if you're out of pocket, you got to lose your job. President has no say in that. We need, and not only because Trump's president, we need that for all of them. Everybody needs to be held accountable. And we happen to have a president with a large ego who doesn't believe in apologizing, doesn't believe he makes any mistakes. And even when he does, he's not going to say I was wrong. He hardly ever says that. So, thank you, Evelyn. I'm very happy for Maria. She's done extremely well in school. Yeah, we're happy for her. So, I don't know. Did Apple drop R. Kelly, John? I know Pandora. And they're not dropping. Spotify didn't drop R. Kelly, and neither did Pandora. They just removed him from their playlist. But if you were to search R. Kelly in their little search bar, you're going to find his music. You know, I mean, they both have said that. We're just dropping him from like the playlist. But he's there. You just got to go an extra step further to find him. And I don't know in regards to what you're talking about as far as free speech goes. Waffle House Poncho is off the chain. And yeah, I guess humans are the wildest animals. So I guess there's something with that. Casey, how you doing? Glad you're with us this afternoon. When you get a reality TV person for leadership, you can anticipate a reality show to happen on all fronts. That's a great way to put that. That's a very good way to put that. That's an excellent way to put that. Yeah, you know, because the president we have now is more about show business than it is about politics and governing. It's more about show business. And politics has become a competition where Republicans have to defeat Democrats and Democrats have to defeat Republicans at all costs. At all costs. And when the leader of your party, in this case the Republican Party, is your president, and he believes in that big time, well, we're not going to see change. And both sides are guilty of that. Let's just not call out Trump now because he's a current president, and he's such an ass. But for real, it's on all sides. It really is. So there's that. John Kelly said immigrants from the southern border aren't smart enough to assimilate into the U.S. Like everybody else in the country is a scholar. Yeah. How about the white guy in South Carolina who got busted for trying to hire a hitman to kill his black neighbor? Did you hear about this guy? He did. I have the story. Brandon Corey LaCroix in South Carolina. He's 25 years old. Apparently he contacted a white supremacist group trying to find someone to kill his black neighbor. And somehow, and they're not saying how now, I guess it'll come out eventually, apparently somehow he ended up talking to an FBI undercover people. And he met with one, made a $100 deposit. He put down a down payment of $100 to get the black guy killed, right? I'm guessing he was trying to, I guess the white supremacists were like, you know what? We don't need this right now. we don't need this. Okay. We don't need this right now. And, so they outsourced it. And I guess they called this number, man. It was the FBI. I'm guessing that's what happened, but he's in a whole lot of trouble looking stupid. But he got his picture in the paper, so that's good, right? Oh, you're talking about Anna, so you're talking about speaking about R. Kelly without penalty? Well, no, you have the right to say it, but what people get confused on, Ann, is that you have the right to say it, but then I have the right to drag you, because that's part of my free speech. And that's where we are now. Just because we have free speech doesn't mean you should say anything you want. And that's not aimed at Shantae Moore or Ann Moore or anyone else for that matter. I'm just saying in general, you know, just because you have the right to cuss don't mean you should. It's protected free speech, but don't mean you should. You know, it's just one of those things. I mean, you know, you do have the right to free speech, and I have the right to free speech to criticize you for your right to free speech. And it just goes on and on and on, right? So there comes responsibility, you know. Speaking about R. Kelly or Harvey Weinstein and changing the narrative to women need to be more responsible when you're a celebrity is a recipe for disaster. I'm just saying, yeah, you have the right to do that, but when you do that, you're going to catch flack. You're going to harm your brand. And that's something that you, as a celebrity, you have to think about. That's part of the game. So, yeah, there's that. So, let's see, as far as speaking of, yeah, we talked about that already. And, you know, so it's one of those things. And in Glenda, everything is fantastic. The weekend is here. And, my daughter's excited because she's graduating, and, I'm excited and I can't wait to see her in person. We FaceTime a lot, so we're going to talk about the senior prank. and whether she should partake in that. Probably tonight we'll do a FaceTime, because she told me about it earlier, and I was like, well, you know, I said, let's talk about it later. Deal? She said deal. So we'll do that. So that, looking forward to that. So there's that. And, okay, we're good. We're good. We're good right there. All right, fine. Fine. Yeah. I am not going to see my wife for Mother's Day other than on FaceTime. No, I won't. I'll see her in 2 weeks. But no. Uh, you know. Ann says it's kind of like certain people have more to protect when they speak out. And it could be. You never really know when a celebrity, speaks out on anything. You don't know what their backstory is that makes them see things that way. You don't really see how their life and their life experiences shaped their opinions about social issues. We don't know that kind of backstory, and most of the time we don't really care. This is like, why did you say it like that? Why did you say that? I don't agree. And I've posted stuff on YouTube before, and people send me a message. Yes, Tony, can you please delete your video? Thank you. No. I'm talking about no. No. I don't even say why. I just say no. No, I'm not going to do that. No. Hell no. Cedric, doing great, man. Doing very good. Michelle, I don't really have an opinion about Cynthia Nixon running for governor of New York. I don't. I'm aware, that she's an actress and that she's running for governor. She used to be on Sex and the City, and I think she's now a lesbian, which has nothing to do with anything. But I don't really know that much about her. Don't know really that much about her platform. I know it's going to be ugly. It's New York. Of course, it's going to be an ugly campaign. We'll have to see what the deal is on that. What do you think about her running? I haven't really followed it that closely to have an opinion that would interest anybody, because I haven't followed it that closely. So, but let me know what you think. So, Tay, what's going on? Tay got that face beating that Abby, man. Look at you. Got it going. She got it going on. Got it going on. So, I was going to mention this earlier. If that happened to you, Ann, about posting something and someone asked you to delete it, I'm not deleting it. A nut cracking thing because somebody don't like it. Yeah, I mean, you know what? People don't like stuff, but there are some people who are bold beyond words, and they call you, especially like when I can speak from my perspective as someone who will say stuff on the radio or here and get comments and stuff. How dare you say that? Well, I said it. What? You can say you don't agree, but how dare I say that? What, I don't have the right to say that now, right? It comes to that, right? So there's that. But people, we're at a point now in the world where the only thing that matters is my opinion, and if you don't agree with my opinion, then you're trash. That's where we are now as a society. No one wants to hear the other side anymore. Nobody wants any part of that. So that's where that is. So my best friend Mark Clark wrote a children's book called My Papa Is. And if you've got a child, search for it in the Amazon store or wherever you get your books, and pick up a copy of it for your child. It's a very good book. And he loves the babies. Always has. He's got 3 daughters. And his book, again, is called My Papa Is. It's about a little girl and her love for her family, especially her adventures with her dad. So something that maybe your child or your grandchild might enjoy. She wants to get marijuana legalized in New York. I think a lot of people are saying we should just legalize marijuana on a federal level and just get it over with. I've said this before. I've never smoked weed. I don't smoke weed. I don't know when's the last time I even saw weed. I'm not for legalizing weed, but that's because I'm an old head. I'm an old school guy, and it's always been illegal in my lifetime. So at this point in my life, I don't see any reason why it should be legal. But if you want to legalize it, legalize it. I really don't care. That's probably the better thing for me to say. I don't care if weed's legalized. I don't smoke weed. There's no reason why I would need to smoke weed. But some people say, hey, I know I read an article, they made it illegal for recreational use in Colorado first. I think you can do that in California now too. But they were saying they were having a hard time, a lot of employers, of keeping people's jobs for them because they keep falling asleep at work, and they say it's because people are smoking all this weed. no, I don't know. I don't know how true that is. But okay. Like we're having a hard time keeping people employed because they keep getting fired because they keep falling asleep on the job. That's all that weed they're smoking. Yeah, okay, whatever. So, I don't drink either, but I don't condemn anybody for drinking. It's not my job to condemn. I mean, there's things that go on that I think are wrong, yeah. But you know what? I'm not here for drinking. I'm going to say you're the devil. I had a guy, not even a guy, I was a kid many years, like 20-something years ago. I visited a school, and this little kid, he just, I said, hey, how you doing? He says, you're going to hell for playing the devil's music. And the teacher, grabbed him and pulled him back. I was like, it's okay. I said, he didn't think of that himself. He heard somebody tell him that. It's okay. My mama said that. Well, okay, that's somebody, your mom. Okay. All right. Fine. Now run along. And I turned around and started talking to other kids. You're not here for me. I'm not here for you, little boy. So move along, right? It's like I could have said, look, you little bastard, but I didn't. I'm not going to do that. And I was at a point in my life then where I usually would snap on someone, but he's a kid. He gets a pass. Cynthia Nixon's wants to release people of color locked up for marijuana possession or locked up just in general. And is she playing up that people of color thing to try and get people to vote for her? That would be my first question. Is she doing this to get votes, or does she actually believe this? I don't know what companies, Eddie, I don't know what companies are taking marijuana off of their drug test. I don't know. Because you know what? I don't know. Because I was going to say just because it's legal doesn't mean that a company has to take it off. I don't know what the legality. See, there's many layers to the whole thing. I don't know if it becomes a legalized drug where you live, can you still be tested for it and face consequences? Is that even legal to do if it's a legal drug? I don't know. There was a football player who was trying to get a pass on weed because he says that the pain pills, he got addicted to the pain pills he gets that are approved for use by the league, and he wants to get off of them. He wants to smoke weed for his pain, and the NFL says no. No, sorry, no. You can take the pills, though, become a junkie. Yeah, you're more than welcome to do that, but you're not going to smoke weed and play in the NFL. I think that's kind of like what they were saying. I was like, wow, okay, locked up for marijuana. Well, you know what? You sold drugs when they were illegal. Okay, that would be one argument, right? One argument was, well, you know what? When the drugs were illegal, you were convicted of selling them. So you were dealing illegal drugs. You were an illegal drug dealer. Now that they've become legal, does that mean that you're now free? I don't know. I don't know how that works. I think in Seattle or Washington State, they want to wipe marijuana convictions off the books for everybody who's been convicted of marijuana selling or any kind of thing. Going back forever. So if you got convicted of selling weed in 1942, your record's going to be wiped clean. I don't know what the purpose of that is, but you know what? They didn't ask me what I thought. Yeah. Eddie says, I don't smoke. I'm just asking for a friend. I hear you, man. I don't smoke either, man. I've never in my life even held a marijuana joint. Because I have never had any reason to, right? It's like I said before, all the beer that I've drank in my life, you could pour it and it wouldn't fill up one can. Because I just didn't acquire a taste for alcohol. I don't. And I don't like being not in control of my senses or thoughts because of something that I took. I don't like that situation. That's just me. But you have to live your life your way. And if you like to relax and get a little buzz going on when after working a hard week, you know what? I get it. And that's you. That's you. Then that's fine. That's fine. Just be careful. That's all I would tell you. I'm not here to criticize or judge you. I gotta have my happy hour, man. I work hard. I understand. I get it. Have fun. Have a blast. That's just not my thing. You know, it's like I had somebody send me a video clip on Facebook Messenger. It was pornographic. And I think the message was, how many men wouldn't like to do this to their woman? And I deleted it and blocked the person and unfollowed them, because you know what? That's not my thing. And if that's your thing, go for it. But I don't want to see it. And if I don't want to see it, then I'm going to block you. I could just delete the but I don't even want to see it where I have to delete it. And that's, as my Facebook page, that's my right to do that. Right? I'm not here for that. I'm not here for that. You know? It's like there's a filter on my Facebook page that if you cuss, you probably get deleted. Not deleted, but your comment won't post. If you say ass, then it's not gonna your comment won't even come up. It's not my thing. You know, do I cuss? Yes, I cuss. But to me, when you have to type a cuss word, you're working too hard to be cool, and you're already cool without cussing, and you're working too hard to make a point. Think about that for a second. This mother, you got to type that. You got to type MF to make your point. You don't. You're being lazy, because your brain is more creative than you're giving it credit for. Just think for a second. How can I make this point without saying a bad word? When I consult people on their podcast, I talk about that, because the minute you cuss, down the road when you're trying to get sponsors, a lot of companies have a no profanity dictate, where if there's cussing in the podcast, they won't buy an ad. It's like magazines, like Maxim magazines. They have these scantily clad women, and they'll show a woman, they'll show her under boob, they'll show her side boob, they'll show her cleavage. But what they won't show is the nipple, because if they show the nipple, then there's certain advertising they can't get. And that's like a for real thing. Michelle says, Facebook, my wall, my rules. Yeah. And I guess I feel the same way. And Donna says, I've had to delete and block several people. Some things you just don't want in your space or your spirit. And one, you blocked your niece. You know what? And that's fine. Yeah, because you know what? For your niece and whatever it is she posts, if that's her thing, that's her thing, right? And that's cool. That's fine if that's her thing. But it's not your thing. So if you know that's not my thing, don't expose it to me. And if you don't know it's not my thing, well, now you'll know. But you can still do your thing. I'm just not going to be part of it. And I hope you have a great life. And I hope one day you and I can have a conversation about anything in the world. We can still be friends. I just don't want to see what you're posting, because that's your thing. You're doing that. Does that make me a snob? I don't think it makes me a snob. I just want, Donna, I just don't want that in my spirit. I don't want that in my spirit. That's pretty much it. Cedric, I'm doing good, man. And yep, smoke is bad for people. So there's that. There's that. So yeah, that's the deal. But what time is it? Ooh, I gotta go. It's 6:33. Brother gotta bounce. Gotta pack up everything and get out of the way, because Janet G's coming in for Sean Andre. Sean's taking the night off, so there you go. Michelle says she's blocked a ton of her family on her wall and in real life. Now, you know what? And no, I don't have time. I don't have time for that. And like Donna put it, I don't want it in my spirit. I don't want that. This is why I don't watch reality TV, because it's a Morse code message, because they're beeping out every other word. Beep, 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 beep. I'm not here for all that. That's not me. I watch a lot of very old television shows, like on Hulu and YouTube and stuff, like old, like 50s and 60s and stuff like that, because I'm not here for all that. I don't want to see all that. That's just not me. So Michelle said it best as we close out. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'll be here on the air tomorrow from 3 to 8. Not sure, from 3 to 8. I'm not sure if I'll be doing this at some point. But, of course, if I'm here, I'm here. If I'm not, enjoy your weekend. Be safe. Let's pray. I'll pray for each other. And follow me everywhere. You guys are doing an awesome job helping me on my YouTube, getting my subscribers up so I can get back in the monetary lane where I once was. But I got to get my subscribers up again. So if you can, subscribe, hit the bell to get notified when I put up a new video on YouTube. You guys are so good to me. Thank you so much for everything, man. It means more than I could ever say. All right. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you very soon.